It's all right.
Okay, we should be live now. Hello, friends.
Hi,
We're so
hello.
happy y'all are joining us. I'm Megan, and this is Danielle. So, we just wanted to have a conversation today that's a little more real and a little more honest, probably a little bit uncomfortable too. But we know it's going to land for someone because we've been there and somebody needs to hear this, okay? It's Tuesday morning and you're feeling like probably most of the firm owners out there that we work with at least, and you're already wondering, how is it only Tuesday and why do I feel behind?
Yeah, you had a plan for the day, but instead you've answered 18,000 messages. You've re-explained processes that you thought were clear. Maybe you've done a task somebody else was supposed to do that they couldn't handle, so you took it right back. Or maybe you've had to put out fires with the clients that you thought aren't happy, and you still haven't touched the things that you planned to do for the day or your own responsibilities, your own priorities. And the hardest part about that is nobody sees all of those other things that you're doing. Your team doesn't see it, your clients don't see it, and your family doesn't even see it.
Yeah. So that's whenever, the thoughts start to creep in. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm just not cut out to lead. Maybe I'm not doing this right. I'm not doing something right. And just, why does this feel so hard? But just stop because you're not broken. You're just buried. That's all it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, you're buried under unspoken expectations,
Mm-hmm.
the belief that no one else can do it the way you can. You're
Yeah.
buried under the pressure to be all things to all people. And I know that's real because I've literally had that conversation with one of my clients last week. Um, Buried under fear of being judged. Have also had this conversation recently, misunderstood or criticized by not only team members, but clients, family,
Everyone.
yeah, everybody. And then buried under silence because talking about it feels heavy, just as heavy as carrying it. But you're not broken. You've just been surviving in a leadership role that you weren't prepared for, nobody trained you for.
Yeah, and through all of those buried moments, there's one huge thing that's always missing, and that's communication. And not like the surface level, like, hey, how are you today? But like the real honest human communication, like the kind that says, here's what I actually need from you, or hey, here's what's not working, or this is how I operate and here's how you operate. How can we make this better?
Yeah.
Right. But whenever you're exhausted, that kind of communication feels impossible. It feels completely out of reach. So instead, you just do the work. You fix it yourself. You just, stay the face. And the business starts to feel heavier and heavier until it's just weighing you down and you can't, until you're buried.
Yeah, you start to like get resentment, I feel like. And
Mhm.
here's the thing that we see happen again and again and again is that most firm owners come to us completely depleted, resenting their business, thinking they need new processes or a better task management system. And sometimes those things are the issue, but more often they need a mirror. They need to understand how they lead and how their team thinks and how to communicate expectations without shame or guilt or second guessing.
Yeah. And with all of that said, this is exactly why we created our DISC and our Working Genius workshop. Because personality and productivity, they aren't fluff, even though I feel like in the industry we've been led to believe that they are.
Mhm.
But they're the foundation for real effective leadership. And when you understand your wiring and your team's wiring, everything starts to shift. You're going to stop repeating yourself. You're going to stop assuming what they should have known because everybody knows what assume means. And you're going to stop expecting yourself to lead like somebody that you're not. You're going to see that trust and that clarity and confidence start to build up instead of just the to-do list building up constantly.
Yeah, we had one client because we've done a couple of the disc workshops and stuff and in the Working Genius workshops, and we've had one client that was a high C on the disc who was so stuck in the belief that letting go would cause everything else to fall apart. And her team was full of high S and I styles those are people who need encouragement, structure, and clarity. And when she understood how her people were wired and how she communicated, it was like her light bulb had went off. She was able to delegate things without panicking, so she was able to let go of the control. Her team stopped asking, "What should I do next?" They were more empowered to make decisions. She actually took a weekend off without checking her email. Um, and for a lot of owners in our industry, that's a big deal. And that's the power of this work. It's not just awareness, but it's also about application.
Yeah, it just to kind of tail end of what Danielle said, most owners, most people in the accounting industry are high C's. So
Yeah.
keep that in mind. So if you're feeling really buried right now, again, not broken, not failing, just tired and stuck, no clue where to go next, this is your invitation. We would love to help you lead with clarity instead of wait. So you can drop a comment or DM us, reach out to us however you want. And we can send you a link to book a one-to-one strategy call. And this is where it starts. Not with doing more, but with understanding why it's felt so hard and how to lead in a way that's going to make you feel lighter.
Yeah. You don't have to lead alone and you don't have to stay buried. You just need someone to help dig you out with tools that actually work for you and the people around you. And that's exactly what we're here for. So,
Yeah. So we hope to hear from some of y'all, and I hope y'all have a great rest of your week. Bye.
bye.